is dying, and I didn't even know about it. So when I first talked to Paul Watson from the Sea Shepherds, I was ready to help. I was like, okay, what can I do? And I watched all of Whale Wars, and I did all my research on the Sea Shepherds, and my instinct was, okay, I'm gonna go on one of those ships and gonna fight the whalers. And I downloaded the application online, and when it came to the questionnaire, they were asking me about any kind of naval skills or medical skills or any kind of experience on a ship whatsoever. And I realized I don't have any of those. And I think eventually, if they would even consider taking me on that ship, I would probably sit there and peel potatoes, and I wouldn't be probably even good at that. So I was like, okay, how can I help best? And I can help best with what I do best. And so what do? I started a company with friends in 2000. It's called Psyop, and we make advertisement. We are storytellers, we are designers, and we create worlds. So we are more occupied with creating worlds in our heads rather than with the real world.
Come on, come on, and follow me. We're off to support the economy, 'cause the world is full of things to buy, and folks are always wondering why. Which products best reflect themselves when browsing through the aisles and shelves. And that's where Psyop comes in. We make those eyeballs crave and spin by dazzling you with sights and sounds that lift your feet right off the ground. Persuade, change, and influence. Of course, you need our guidance, our magic based on simple rules, things you will not learn in schools. 'Cause something's gotta keep us going and keep that mighty cash flow flowing. That's where Psyop comes in. We'll make your eyeballs crave and spin. You'll never notice you are dying, just as long as you keep buying. So come along and join the ride. Lean back your head and open wide.
So the last 15 years, we worked on creating worlds and characters and stories for all major corporations, and this is our world. Those are the images that we make, the worlds that we create. And we're doing all kind of graphic novels, we do games, we tell stories any kind of way, in any language, and we reach millions of people that way.
Here's a tale without an ending, about a princess that needs defending. When closing her eyes to go to sleep, from her mind her dreams would leap. All creatures big and small would play, all but one who stalked his prey.
We also just lately developed stuff for virtual reality, where we create whole worlds in virtual reality, and virtual reality is going to be something that's going to be very important. But what we're really saying is we can push messages out there, and we reach millions of people doing that. So why don't we make the ocean one of our most important clients? And this is really the idea of like, can we do what we do best and use it for the ocean? And what we want to do is we want to create science fiction to tell the story of the ocean, because we're inventing all those worlds, and the ocean is already a very fantastical place. Inspiration usually is the spark that ignites technology. And before there were submarines, there was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne, and that book became actually the shipboard Bible of Jacques Cousteau, for example. So science fiction is something that can change the world, we believe. And the ocean is a really fantastic place where there are a lot of stories out there. And every time I talk to Paul, he blows my mind, because I have so many images and stories that come immediately to mind when he talks about the business of extinction, or worms are more important than humans, and spaceship Earth, and the great Pacific garbage patch. I feel like there are a lot of stories that we can tell, and people will be aware of those stories by the way we tell them, similar to what we do with advertisement. And we started to develop some artwork for that. So those are all the worlds that Paul inspired and the ocean inspired, and we want to create this sci-fi story about the ocean and really reach millions of people that way. We feel like there's an awareness that's not here, and we have the tools and we have the power to do that by what we're doing best. This could be the whaling of 2039, if there are any whales there still. So it's like a story of good versus evil, for example. So that's what we're developing, and we feel like that by telling those stories, similar to what we do with advertisement, we reach millions of people. So we believe that science fiction can actually change the world. Thanks.